Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Harakah, Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And shalom to the hopeful elect. It's the Payal of the GMS London camp. And this is an epistle that will be entitled Fishing, Fishing, Fishing. Alright, and as you can tell from the title, I want to delve into the subject of fishing. Alright, and not in a carnal sense of going out early in the morning with a fishing rod and trying to, hook some game on a fishing rod and stand up and take a picture and all that type of stuff. Talking about a different kind of fish that needs to be caught, right? And really, it's a real basic thing, but it can't be stressed enough because we're in a time, the internet's still up, all right? We're in a time of more or less the end of this thing, all right, where we don't know when the internet will be locked off. And when I say the internet, I mean heavy censorship in terms of the ability for us to upload these videos and be out there going on the highways and byways and doing the work and everything of that nature. But as we still have that time with us, now we still have to fish, all right, be relentless in our fishing, all right, and really, go that bit harder because we know that it's about to be over. This is going to be a work that's done that will never be done again, all right? Because this task is unique to this kingdom and the kingdoms that were present before, all right? But with all that being said, I'm going to get into the lesson, and Lord willing, you be edified. So this is Jeremiah 16:16. It says, "Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord Yahweh, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks." So I'm going to read it again and break it down. So it says, "Behold, I will send for many fishers." Right, the Heavenly Father basically said he will send for many. He said, saith the Lord. He said he will send for many fishers. All right, and that's why you got camps, not only with Great Millstone alone, but you have many Israelite camps out there. But obviously, at the peak of it all is Great Millstone. All right, starting with Apostle Tahar, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Ramlad, Apostle Kar. All right, them men being at the pinnacle, all right, and all the men that fall in line, the elders underneath them, and all the other brothers in all the various camps all over the world, all right, they're preaching the word, all right, being fishers that have been sent forth. And remember, Yahushua spoke of the fact that there was a great work and there wasn't enough laborers, and pray that there be more laborers sent into the work, all right, and even as recently as a few months ago, I recall there was a brother that got in touch with me about going camp, and he was out on the highways and byways. I'm not too familiar with that brother, I don't know, but the fact that he's out there as well, I don't know if he is the first time he went out on the highways and byways, but it shows you that the Lord is sending for many fishers, all right, and that example I gave speaks to those that come in at the 11th hour, all right? So it says, "Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them." Yeah, because we're meant to preach the word, be in season, out of season, all right? And one of the main points in that scripture, it says, and long suffering in a work. So we got to do this work, all right? Acts 14:22 tells you, through the saints must enter the kingdom through much through much tribulation, right? So we have to suffer this work in dealing with different weathers and different tasks, things that are going on in the background or whatever, right? As far as you're concerned, when brothers are seen on the highways and byways, no matter what's going on in their life, they're out there teaching the word, all right? So it says, "Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters." Yeah, after, because in the book of Romans 10, it tells you about faith comes by hearing. And did they not hear? And he said, yea, but their voice went out to the whole world. All right. And then more or less the end come. All right. Because Yahushua spoke about it. He said, like, these words shall be prophesied unto the whole world, and then shall the end come. All right. And if that was Christianity, then guess what? The end would have came. But obviously it wasn't Christianity, because the Lord spoke of what? The prophets being sent. Surely Paul spoke of it. Surely the Lord would have sent forth the prophets last. All right. So that's why it happened like that. So let me read it again. So it says, and after I will send for many, and they shall fish them. Right. And that's what we're doing. Right. With the help of the unicorn, right, which is pushing them all together, because the internet is doing the heavy lifting. That's how Romans 10 was fulfilled. Right, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out the holes of the rocks. All right, and that's basically dealing with the Lord. When an enemy cometh in as a flood, the Lord raising up a standard against them, basically turning those same men, them same said men that were teaching on the highways and byways, who is their lot, would basically inherit spiritual power, all right, and hunt out all of the elites of this society, all right? Because the Lord even spoke of, shall there be fire, before he returns? And the answer is yes, all right? Before the Lord returns, it's gonna get peak. It's gonna be crazy, all right? The society is gonna crumble down, as it tells you in the book of Second Esdras, all right? So I want to give an example of fishing for men, all right? And the best example I can give is the Lord himself fishing for men. So this is Mark 1:16. It says, now as he walked by the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon, all right, who also is known as Peter. He got surnamed Peter, nicknamed, and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers, all right? They were both fishers, all right? So the Lord saw them fishing, and he said, verse 17, and Yahushua said unto them, come ye after me, and I will make you to become fishers of men. All right. And it's funny because the Lord, what did he do? He was making them, in him saying that, he was fishing them. All right. And they were basically, and that fulfills the servant not being greater than the master, but the servant to be like the master, because he, as Elijah with Elisha, I was gonna say Elias, with Elisha, he basically put his mantle on Elisha when he was toiling in the field, and he said, follow me, all right? And basically that's the same thing the Lord did right here. He was passing on the mantle, all right? And remember that the same way the Lord left is the same way Elijah left as well. And when Elijah left, his mantle fell, all right? And Elisha took up his mantle and basically had the same spiritual power that Elijah had when he crossed the body of water, all right? By hitting his mantle upon that body of water, if I'm loosely paraphrasing, all right? So it says, in a straight way they forsook their nets and followed him. Yeah, make ye no tarrying to turn into the Lord. And it tells you that in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter, all right? They did it hastily, all right? Showing you where you had Elisha, make a sacrifice and, the oxen and everything like that. Or not a sacrifice, basically he turned back and did whatever. In this case, they didn't make no tarrying, they turned straight away, because that's showing you to what time we're in, all right? That there's no tarrying in this time. You can't turn around and say, let me do this. And there's examples of that with different men that wanted to do that, all right? Verse 19, and when he had gone a little further thence, he saw James the son of Zebedee and John his brother, who also were in the ship mending their nets. And straightway he called them, and they left their father Zebedee in the ship, and with the hired servants, and went after him. All right. So basically, they dipped out as well. All of them followed the Lord in haste. All right, and we're all following at the same step. We have those examples to follow, to look to and to turn it to our fathers, the things that are written aforetime. And basically in saying that, this is to what effect, This is to what effect all of this is going to culminate to, all right? Because we ain't fishing in vain, all right? This work, all right, there's a reward in it, but there's also a reward in not doing, not necessarily a reward, but a punishment for not doing what the Lord puts before you, all right? So it's the book of Matthew 13:47. I'm going to read down to verse 50. It reads, "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net." What was Simon, Andrew, James, and John doing? They were all mending their nets. They were dealing with their nets, all right, tending to them, all right. And His word is like unto bait, all right. That's put on a hook of the line of the fishing line, all right. And we basically cast out this net or the hook with the bait on the edge, and basically whoever bites and claps his hold of it is sure to be the elect. All right, so it says again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. So you had every kind basically jumped and was found in that net. All right, because it's sweet, everything, it didn't discriminate. All right, verse 48, which when it was full, they drew to the shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. All right, and that's the same thing with, you have various men coming to this faith, and in coming to this faith, not everyone's part of the elect. Many are called, but few are chosen. All right, so basically you have that, and that's why it's when they come into the shore, basically the bad will cast away, but the good will put into the vessels, being the chosen. All right, so shall the end of the world, so shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just. All right. So the angel is going to come forth and basically sever the wicked from among the just, all right, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. So let me go back to verse 49. So it says, so shall it be at the end of the world. The angel shall come forth. Ezekiel, the ninth chapter, tells you that 9:4 about the angels basically being sent forth to put a mark on the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst. All right, and that mark is the word, the knowledge for what? All right, a mark of exemption, as it tells you in the Hebrew. All right, and that mark of exemption is basically the knowledge of Yahweh Shem El Shai, this truth, Isaiah 33:6. All right, in knowing this truth is basically what makes us exempt from the judgment. All right, and the angels would basically sever us into those good vessels, basically. All right, and that's why, as we speak right now, all right, with the whole fishing taking effect, when it's gone out to all the world and the word doesn't need to be prophesied no more, guess what's going to happen? Revelation 7, it tells you the destruction is being held back until all the men are sealed in their foreheads, and once that's done, the destruction is going to come. All right, and that's why it says verse 50, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. And that's talking about Zechariah, the 13th chapter, where 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to be destroyed. And it also tells you that in Revelations, the 14th chapter, all right, about all, basically the wicked are going to be cast in even hell as well, is going to be cast into the lake of fire, which is America, when it's hit by ICBMs from all the countries that's against them, and even those that have confederacy with them. All right, they're going to destroy America and turn it into that lake of fire, and that's where the elect are going to be delivered from. Right, being put into the good vessels, being the fathership. All right, the chariots of Israel. All right, but then all the wicked. All right, they're going to be basically in that furnace, cast into that furnace of fire, the lake of fire, being what would happen, all right, off the back of World War III and when Yahweh Shai returns. So with that, man, I pray you're edified. Until the next one, I say shalom.